Evacuation efforts ended yesterday, but the relief caravans heading to Louisiana today will see lots of high water.
Breaking news overnight, the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office in Louisiana has reported the first death from Hurricane Ida. Deputies responding to a report of someone injured by a fallen tree at a home in Prairieville. The person had died. Prairieville is a suburb of Baton Rouge. And right now we're taking a live look at the Entergy power outage map. Entergy reported more than 850,000 of the more than 1 million power outages across the state. That includes the entire city of New Orleans. The only power in the city is coming from generators, and Entergy says customers could be without power for weeks.
What's happening in Louisiana will only unfortunately get worse. We have multiple crews there right now and other crews headed that way.
Xavier Walton has an up-close look at how things have been on the ground over the past 24 hours in New Orleans.
From the moment Ida made landfall, Louisiana and the world couldn't stop watching. This video from a balcony in Venetia Isle showing storm surge. In the city, wind wreaking havoc, tree limbs littering streets and falling on top of cars.
Louisiana has had its share of storms, and I was here for Katrina 16 years ago, and so this brings back a lot of memories.
Ida creating new memories, but to a different degree as a Category 4 hurricane.
French Quarter's been here for 300 years, so it looks like it's going to survive the hurricane.
Between the wind and the rain, just so much damage here in the French Quarter. Take a look at this roof ripped off.
Wind, wild and out of control, causing debris on Canal Street to go airborne. Marla Bus caught that on camera. A metal sheet from this billboard being blown away.
I did not want to be decapitated.
Marla from Chicago on vacation tried to cut it short.
We just couldn't find any flights that were available. So everything was gone. We tried to look for Amtraks. We tried to look for buses. None were available at all. No cars available. So we're like, we'll just hunker down and stay in the hotel.
That was Xavier Walton reporting. Right now, groups here in Houston are getting ready to head east to help.
Yeah, that includes CenterPoint Energy workers. Our Michelle later this morning. Michelle, Houston's doing what they do best, and it sounds like a big effort.
Steph and Kim, it's definitely a big effort, but CenterPoint says they are ready to send help to our neighbors in Louisiana. Right now, I'm at its service center here in the Greens Point area, where in just a bit, crews will start arriving and gathering. We're told that more than 200 CenterPoint Energy employees and contractors will be heading out this morning to help restore power. Now, a live pic of New Orleans that you're seeing right now, still in the dark this morning after Hurricane Ida knocked out power to thousands. Now, just a devastating situation there. At last check, Energy says more than 850,000 people across the state are without power, including the entire Orleans parish. And even more help is coming from Houston. Gallery Furniture's Mattress Mac once again stepping up. Later this morning, he'll be sending 30 trucks loaded with relief supplies to regions of Louisiana ravaged by the storm to help impacted families. Volunteers began collecting donations yesterday and will continue today as well. He's also opened up his North Houston store as a shelter for evacuees. Lakewood Church will also hold a collection drive today and tomorrow. They'll collect bottled water, cleaning supplies, diapers, and more, and will work with other partner churches to distribute the supplies. Meanwhile, guys, back here at CenterPoint, we'll be here providing updates throughout the morning as crews head out at 6:30 a.m. Steph.
All right, Michelle Choi live for us this morning. Those crews offering much needed help. Thank you so much. And take a look at this. High wind shearing off the roofs of two medical centers in the New Orleans area. Crews have been working to evacuate both facilities. And there is similar damage across the French Quarter and beyond. Trees are down and there is widespread flooding and wind damage in many areas that have been hit repeatedly by severe storms in recent years.
A lot of people left before the storm hit. Everyone we've spoken to says they just weren't willing to take any chances with this storm. This evacuation reviving old fears, stress, and anxiety for many Southwest Louisiana residents who survived a rough hurricane season last year. That started with Laura 1 year ago, making landfall as a Cat 4 hurricane.
Obviously, 6 weeks later, we got hit by Hurricane Delta. And then a few months later, we got the winter storm in February. And then a few months later, we got all the flooding in May.
We've also heard from several families who live on the Louisiana border who are heading back home, many of them counting their blessings because some families have still not recovered from last year's hurricanes.
Yeah, that's right. Laura was devastating there. This morning, we're still waking up to tropical storm warnings, flash flood warnings that are in effect. And take a look, this now extends right through portions of Mississippi as well. So even as Ida is on the move, it's still producing really flash flooding, life-threatening rains still across portions of these areas because they're already really saturated and dealing with wind gusts around 30, 40 plus miles per hour this morning. So wrapping around, we're still going to be tracking that on and off of these rain bands throughout the day today. Here locally this morning, we are dry. I'm expecting a really hot afternoon. What we're looking at the forecast, though, is really all the activity in the Atlantic. This wave in particular, just off the coast of Africa, it's going to continue to increase from around an 80% chance this morning of developing over the next 5 days. Next three names on the list will be Kate, Larry, and Mindy. We will talk more about our local forecast and putting Ida into the latest track